From the gateway to bourbon country in Louisville, Kentucky, welcome to the Firkin Podcast, where every drink tells a story. Check us out at firkinpodcast.com to join our mailing list and find all of our follow links. I'm Brian.
I'm Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Man, I am excited about today's guest. You know why?
Why?
Because since we worked together, Brian, I've always considered myself to be the smartest person in the room.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're definitely not the smartest person in the room today.
I am not the smartest person in the room today. We have Dr. Danielle Mann.
That's right.
Who is owner of Rivergreen Cocktails
Yep.
and as well as an OBGYN.
That is correct.
Welcome to the show.
Love the introduction.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah. This is the only time that I've not felt the smartest.
Oh, you know what? The doctor thing usually will give me the status.
That's
of smart.
right.
That's what puts it up there.
Right?
just automatic.
It does. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's smart as much as just I work really hard. So,
Definitely motivated.
yes.
That's what you brought up earlier. You said, well, there's definitely somebody who's much more motivated than we are.
That's right.
That I can say. I
Let's
will
talk about
do
how
that.
long it took to get this podcast off the ground.
And then,
Today we're here now.
Yeah.
Listen, I think timing is everything.
It is. It is. So before we get into anything else, we have to open a drink.
That's right.
I love it.
And we're going to start with one of your cool little inventions here.
Awesome.
So
Yes.
we have Rivergreen Cocktails. This is a Gimlet.
Yes.
So gin, lime, cane sugar, sparkling water. Tell us a little bit about this little yummy thing here.
Well, you know, I actually really love that you're doing this right now. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks
Cheers.
for having me.
Cheers. Thank you. Oh, citrus.
It tastes good.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
That's a good way to start the afternoon.
It is.
You know what? It's interesting. Every time I drink one of my drinks,
Yeah.
it's like I'm drinking it for the first time, and I'm like, because I'm analyzing it to see
beautiful.
does it taste
Oh yeah,
good?
you're like,
You know?
is it still good?
I am a strong critic. So, but yeah. So the Gimlet that we do I'd like to think is a classic Gimlet. We use a London dry gin, real lime juice, and organic cane sugar and sparkling water. That's all. I really think what
Nice.
separates our drinks from a lot of the other things out there is that there's no flavorings.
Right.
There's no natural flavorings. You know, I would love that term, natural flavorings.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So how much fake sugar's in here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we actually use real lime juice. I mean, like bags of non-concentrated real lime juice.
Man, that must
and
take a while to squeeze those.
It's
Danielle
the
just
struggle
sitting
is
there.
real. I told you I was a hard worker.
That's right. Straight motivation. She sits over a big barrel
Good
and just
Lord.
squeeze each one by hand.
I know. Listen, I'm dedicated to you having a good drink.
That's right.
This is really, really good. It's not overpowering of like too
No,
much
not at
gin.
all.
It's a really good balance. The citrus really comes through. And I love that something I've learned being in the alcohol industry for so long, that a lot of people, and if you can look at so many cans, they don't put
I know.
nutritional values
I
on
know.
the cans.
Yeah, that was impressive. I was
Yeah.
looking at that earlier.
Thank
I said,
you.
wow.
It's kind of a flex. I mean, think about it. It's a little bit of a flex.
You know what? I honestly, we didn't have it initially. So, you know, it's one of those things that we are building and learning and changing.
Right.
And I'll probably actually, I know I'm going to be changing, and I'm going to even add more nutritional value. I want to put our grams of sugar, because I've had some diabetics ask,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
what is the sugar content? Usually they're very excited about our grams of sugar in our
call.
drinks. So just to even give more transparency, it's honestly, I'm proud of our stuff. I mean, this is I don't know if we didn't say this yet, but this is 12%.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
So, I mean, it's a 12%. And so for 12% to only have 140 calories.
Yeah.
No, it's 140
it.
calories. I mean, you're looking at,
Yeah.
when you look at a lot of the other flavor malt beverages that are out there, that is, I mean, they're not good for you. I mean, by any means.
Well, no, and they're flexing 90 to 100 grams in a 4.5% beverage, you know?
Wow.
And so I'm like, yeah, 90 to 100 doesn't sound like a lot until you're like, but you're 4.5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I'm always telling people, you know what? I know there's a time and a place for a 4.5%, and there's
Sure.
a time and a place for a 12%.
That's right.
There's time and a place for a 45%,
Uh-huh.
you know? So
You got that right.
So
We always find that time, don't we?
these are dangerous.
they,
I mean, because you can just keep drinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
it goes down really easy.
It really does.
I know.
Man.
I know. And I usually will tell people, I'm like, remember, it's 12%.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
That's a good
Remember, it's
thing to do.
12%.
Now, I have to ask this. Brian and I were talking about the show before we came on. Did you come up with this idea because you came up with it during COVID? in 2020.
Yes.
When we were all super bored.
Yeah,
right?
not a lot going on. You're an OBGYN. The only thing I could think of is you're saying, business isn't good. Let me create a cocktail. And
gonna have to get a little more
business get better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And make them 12% so that people are really friendly with each other.
That's right.
You know what? Honestly, it was just kind of dumb luck.
Yeah.
As things happen, I was not plotting and planning and thinking, ooh, what can I do? What can I make? I really want to make a cocktail company happen. It was, as you said, all these people who say they're COVID babies. This was my COVID baby,
There
but
you go.
it turned into more than what I thought it would.
Right.
I mean, I was making cocktails. Yes, I had more time. I'd never worked that little. And I was making cocktails. And honestly, it started with sloe gin. Have you all ever had sloe gin before? Yeah. So a lot of people have not had sloe gin. And that summer, I had tried sloe gin. And somebody had introduced it to me. And it was a little sweet for me. Like I could drink it if it was neat, but I was looking for something, hot summer day type of thing. So I started putting it over ice with some soda water and a little squeeze of lemon.
Yeah.
And that was my summer drink. And so that's kind of how I went down the rabbit hole of gin and RTDs. And that's kind of how it all started. And I noticed that people were not doing a gin-based RTD.
Right.
Nobody was doing gin. And I realized there's a reason. Gin is...
Oh, is there?
Yeah. I mean, gin is one of those like liquors where, and I see it because I'm out there doing a lot of tastings. People either love it, or they are like have PTSD over it.
Correct.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if the number of people who look at me and go, "Oh, I can't have gin," and 99% of the time I look at them and I'm like, bad high school experience.
Yeah.
And they're always like, how'd you know? I'm like, because
it was that $8 bottle of gin.
You got it.
down.
I'm like, you were drinking cheap gin.
That's right.
So I think that, it's slowly we're changing the perception of gin, which I'm trying to as well. But so I think that's why there weren't a lot of gin-based cocktails. But, when you study gin, there's all these beautiful cocktails, these old cocktails.
Sure.
Like, sometimes I have a bee's knees as well, and I get complimented about it all the time. Like, oh my gosh, that's the cutest name ever. And I'm like, I didn't make it. I'm like,
some guy back in the 1920s.
I was like, that's a classic cocktail. I cannot take credit for.
It's a great, you bring that up. You don't hear these names of these cocktails
That's
much
right,
more. Gimlet, absolutely.
Gimlet,
still that like floating around.
Greyhound.
But bee's knees, absolutely. Greyhound?
Yeah.
No.
Well, when I say
That's-
Greyhound, most people think it's made with vodka.
Well, right. Yeah.
But there are a lot of cocktails that have been replaced. The gin's been replaced with vodka.
There you go. Right.
Actually, I was in
Because those high school experiences.
You got
That's
it.
right.
And and there, vodka just ended up taking favor after a while. But it's interesting. I was in New York not that long ago, and I ordered a Bloody Mary, and the bartender said, "Do you prefer that with gin or vodka?"
No kidding.
And I was like,
wow.
"Yes,
Wow.
yes."
We got there with them, not
Yes.
even like just assuming. Just
Well, and
stick
I mean,
vodka
I
and
was
go.
well, I know, right? But the original Bloody Mary was made with gin, not with vodka.
See this?
So
Look at these things that we learn.
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
Something every day. The more you know. Brian, you should just do that little.
That's right.
do that little- right in the middle of it. It'd be great to pop in there. Yeah, this is such a good mix. Everybody should run out and get this. Also, look at the can. Just its simplicity of it. Just kind of a lime right there in the front. Gimlet.
Yeah, I love the color. I mean, is this? Did you come up with the branding?
Yes, me and my marketing guy, Chris Witzke, we both kind of came up with it. Honestly, that was fun as well.
I bet it was.
So we had a whole different idea, a lot of color. We were kind of going for very like mod look.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Was kind of the look we were going for. And we mocked up all these cans and worked on them forever and had them. We thought they were gorgeous. We took them to Total Wine and put them on the shelf with all the other beers and all the other canned drinks. Got lost.
Yeah. Step back, take a look, and
Got
you're like,
lost. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
Because everybody's trying to pop.
You got it.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
So,
Everyone's trying to pop. And
we
honestly, sometimes just going back to a very, very simple look actually might pop in the category that
got
you're
it.
in now.
That's
So
pretty
it was
cool.
very purposeful. In fact, the whole thing was that we wanted it to almost look like a wine label.
Yeah.
So we went and started taking pictures of wine labels.
Oh, okay.
And so that's kind of why we ended up with this color on the background, because a lot of wine labels are kind of this color.
Yeah.
And so kind of just wanted to go for the simplistic look. And I don't know, the whole plan with branding was I wanted it to look kind of like an elevated drink. I realize it's a drink in a can. I mean,
Hey man,
but
cans are cool.
I mean, but I didn't want it to look. I wanted it to look gender neutral.
Mhm.
I wanted it to, not be too flowery.
Yeah.
I liked the squat can. I had a lot of people say you should do the thin, tall cans. I'm like, no. I'm like, I really was into the squat.
It's just a more natural feeling. Also, I mean, just like a big, like,
I
can.
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like, it's a solid drink, and that's how I
I'm
feel.
proud to sit and hold this thing. I'll tell you that.
Thanks.
That's right.
I am too.
Well, I always said, if I saw a picture one time of this really good-looking couple. He was in a tux. She was in a gorgeous dress, and they were smiling. They looked great, but I couldn't help but notice the Budweiser can in his hand. It stood out like a sore thumb.
Sure.
And he wasn't advertising for Budweiser.
Yeah.
It just happened to be that's what he was drinking. And so I've always thought back on that, and I'm like, this is unassuming.
Yeah, that's right.
It blends. It looks good with a tux or whatever else you want to wear. So it's, so all those kind of things went into the thought of it.
You're the next Coca-Cola.
God, man, listen. It's like you're in my head.
Oh, yeah. It's weird, right?
She's already there.
It's weird how I do that.
Are you going to have like a Coca-Cola bear?
Listen, there's all sorts of thoughts.
Cool.
I am having a blast. Well, I quit my job.
So we actually just recently learned that. Yeah. So is this the full-time gig?
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, kind of. I should say, like, it was a big leap for me to quit private practice.
I bet.
Big leap.
Absolutely.
I'm still have my hand in medicine. I actually worked last night.
Oh, really?
So I'm doing shift work now. I'm working about 24-hour shifts. I'm doing about 8 of them a month.
Well, that sounds great.
Wow.
So, so
24-hour shift.
Well,
may as well add a couple more on there.
Well, but honestly, the time that it allows me to do this now is
That's
huge.
pretty cool,
huge. And I starting in February, I was feeling, you kind of go with your gut instinct.
Yeah.
I was feeling a shift with the business.
Yeah.
I just felt like something is shifting in a positive direction, and I need to be more attentive. I need to be more available. I need to work harder, commit more time. So, I mean, I quit. I put my
congratulations. That's awesome.
90-day notice in.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
That is badass.
How long have you been on your own private practice? How long have you been doing it?
Private practice, almost 15 years.
Jesus.
Wow. That's like a huge leap of faith that you're like, let's do it.
I know it's exciting though.
That's so cool.
It's awesome.
It's exciting.
Did you have a mentor in the industry as you were getting into it, or did you kind of just Google this shit?
I Googled this shit.
Hell yeah.
No, I had no mentor. In fact, I started getting some mentorship, and I need more actually.
Yeah, right.
You need different levels, I think, of mentorship as you grow. But no, it was just learning. I mean, I look at some of the things that I did, and some people were like, well, you need to hire a lawyer. I was like, for what? And they're like, to get your license. I'm like,
you're like, I'm a doctor.
I'm like, you just fill out the application. I mean, it's annoying paperwork.
It's long.
The people know me at the ABC.
I totally agree with you on that. And a lot of the stuff that we have done, and even stuff like this, is a lot of it is just taking the time to sit down and read.
100%.
I mean, when you're going to go to court and stuff like that, you definitely need lawyers, but a lot of it's just
maybe
you got to take the boring.
Maybe.
Well, can't wait till we're sued.
But you know what?
Brian's going to be our lawyer.
That's right. I'll be happy to.
Listen, sometimes I think that just learning to do it yourself gives you the confidence to say, you know what?
Yeah.
People like to convince you that you need them.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Something about it.
Yes, they do.
And not that they're not needed, but for certain things.
That's
so
right.
for when I got started, you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
And so.
And you're kind of awakened really fast when you're just kind of go head first into a brand new night and day industry of where you're from.
Listen, I applied for the wrong license. So I got myself a wholesaler's license in the beginning.
Go on wholesaling.
Yes.
I paid
Look
for
at
it
you.
and everything. So
Oh, you
and
were
they
ready
were
to
like,
go.
"Oh, I was ready to go," and they were like, "No, no, no, no,
That's
no."
not you.
They're like, "You need a distiller's plant license,"
you're like,
which was much more costly, by the
Oh, I
way.
bet.
But
Especially
Did you
after
say,
you've already paid for the
can I
first.
take some of that money I paid on that last one?
oh, you know I did.
Yeah.
They're like,
Just
"No."
push it towards it. Like, no, we
you
need
have
our taxes.
Do you have an upgrade plan or something like that?
Anything, like a little extra money on top of it, something.
But I will tell you, that is what people are so kind.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the ABC and the TTB, I mean, I have called them so many times and asked questions because I had to get labels approved. You have to get your formulas approved. Like, I went through all that process myself. I didn't know that people have other people to do that for you. I kind of thought I had to do that myself, but I saved money.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
see, you said the main thing. They have people who do it for them, but all those people cost money.
They cost money.
And,
Yeah.
That
which
was
is also where you're able to save some of that cost onto the customer in some of those ways,
Yeah.
by not having to
Absolutely.
put that into how much the can cost.
right.
Well, and the truth of the matter is, I mean, when I started this, I wasn't sure what an endeavor this was going to be. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just been kind of putting one foot in front of the other. And the goal was not to be where I am today. I'm happy where I am, but there was not like, oh, in 2 years, let's quit being an OBGYN and,
Yeah, right.
run a cocktail company.
Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds great. I mean, I thought I had an idea that somebody else could make for me. Yeah.
Oh,
Here's the formula.
that's great.
Here's a formula. Well, that was my first thing. I gave my formula to someone and I said, "Can you make this?" And they said, "Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't
What?
you can't take that formula and put that in a can." And I was like, "Why not?" And they said, "Well, you can't make that in bulk. You're going to change the chemistry of it." And I
What?
was like, "Isn't it just math?"
Yeah, so I was going to say the same thing. It's just math.
I'm like,
math.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, if there's 1 ounce of gin in one can, then there's 300 ounces in 300 cans. I mean, that's so. And I was thinking, okay, so that was the first experience I had where people said you can't use natural ingredients.
Oh.
You need to use flavors,
Yeah.
and so that was a hurdle right there.
Is there something there with like expiration of the product and such?
Well, 12%, it's, your shelf life
Gonna
is,
stay pretty
it
good,
really is. It really is. Plus, juice is citric acid.
Yeah.
So that also provides good shelf stability. I think, if you're talking about putting a huge amounts, which, huge tanks, maybe. But we don't do ours in huge tanks.
Right.
And because of that, because they scared me, so I said, okay, then I won't do big tanks. I'll just do small tanks.
There you go.
And so we just do small tanks, and I just keep buying more and more small tanks.
Okay.
What states are you in right now?
Just Kentucky.
Just Kentucky right now.
Mm-hmm. But we've got a couple things in the works. So
Okay.
I think another state is actually in our very, very, very near
Beautiful.
future,
Oh,
which is
that's
exciting.
Really exciting.
My season is
Oh.
on fire right now.
I mean,
See?
this is you right now.
This is me right now. I mean, and that's
Yeah, you sat
We're-
around a pool sipping on this thing, man. This Gimlet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
yeah.
about.
We're pools. We do well at pools. We do well at lakes. We do well on the golf course. Golfers
yeah.
love my drinks. I get a lot of golfers saying,
Well, that's interesting too, because this gets you to the promised land faster as you're walking around.
Well, that's what one guy said to me. He's like, usually I used to carry a 12-pack of beer doing 18 holes. He's like, now I'll choose to carry 6 of your drinks. He's like, it's definitely lightens the load.
You can get hikers on board, campers. Look, we're just lightening your load.
Just lightening the load. That should be the tagline. Lightening the load.
Lighten the load. There you go.
Gosh, this is when I need to be taking
boy.
notes.
See? Edit that out. We need to trademark
I
it.
think-
Right.
I'm like,
Trademark it.
my new hashtag.
Copyright.
Lighten the load.
You can buy it from me. I just bought it.
Yeah, that's what we bring everybody on and see.
Yeah.
What ideas can we steal
I
from
just
you?
Yeah.
skim things.
Brian already has multiple projects in the works right now from all the past guests.
I just need those Patreons to get on board.
That's
so I
right.
Can
We
afford
just
to
need
buy
somebody to
it.
keep paying us money so we can go through and create our own cocktail.
Oh, well, that's, wow.
Well, no, you see, the problem is we like being on the side and ask questions and drinking while you make it.
I get it, but I tell you, part of it's just finding the missing niche.
That's right.
You know, my distributor actually said to me when we first started this, he said, it's really tough getting a new brand started. And, Miss Little Naivete was like, oh.
What people do it all the time.
Yes, I work hard. I can do this. Look how many other brands there are. They did it. I can do it.
That's right.
But no, he's right. It's tough. It's tough.
I wasn't so smart.
I have been humbled.
I wasn't the smartest person in that room that day.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sometimes going into things a little dumb is helpful.
That's right.
Some dumb confidence
That's
is helpful. Because it is hard. It's hard to get, it looks pretty. People sometimes are like, oh, is that beer? And I'm like, no, it's not beer. I'm like, it says gin on it.
Is it gin beer?
I know. Yes, I get it all.
It's a gin beer.
Beer, huh?
Listen,
That's cool.
that is one of the reasons we did not take the off-white up to the top, because we're afraid it would definitely look like a Coors can. So, and then people would be even more confused by it.
Good call.
But
Good call.
so purposeful. But it's hard to get people to see something like it and buy it. You know, it just takes time.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to take a minute and freshen up, and we'll be back. At the Firkin Podcast, we like to explore the stories behind the drinks. We've done that throughout the first few episodes with a number of amazing guests, and we want to keep bringing great content to you. I want to encourage everyone to become a Firker at patreon.com/Firkin Podcast. Help support the show and make what we're doing possible. That's patreon.com/Firkin Podcast. Benefits include early access to shows, pre-sale tickets, cutting room floor content. Who could ask for more? Come make the show possible. That's patreon.com/Firkin Podcast.
We are back
All right.
with Dr. Danielle Mann.
That's right.
And we are going to our next pour. But Danielle, by the way, what do you think about these mugs? Because you get one. This is our.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to give you one of
Oh,
these.
they're solid.
Yeah, we
like that's a
debuted those.
mug.
Yeah, it's
that's
our,
no joke mug.
Yeah, it's
That's
our
right.
campfire mugs.
What's that made out of?
I don't
Porcelain?
know, Brian.
Sure. I can ask you the same thing. What's your can made out of there? Aluminum? Aluminum?
Yes. And I 100% can answer yes.
See, we can't. So we're going to go to our next cocktail, a Greyhound. So this is gin with grapefruit and sparkling water. Tell us about this one.
So our Greyhound has no sweetener.
Smells good.
It is only gin, grapefruit juice, sparkling water. That is it.
All right.
I guess.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at me. Party.
So
This
I
cloth
have
has
to
say,
say,
some damage over the last couple of shows.
Sorry about that, Chris.
I told
Did you see me? I turned it over. And honestly, I turned it over because sometimes I'm like, because this one has a lot of juice in it. So I'll sometimes do that because it has about 4 ounces of juice in each one, because the juice, it's natural juice, it settles a little.
Do you still use like Dr. Danielle Mann, like when you're doing things with your business? No, just with
You mean like
when
with
she's a
Rivergreen?
doctor and she comes in, she says, all right, so I'm a cocktail maker.
No, that would make
Really?
me feel weird. You
Would
need to
it?
like introduce myself as doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, no, never.
No.
No,
Wow,
that
okay.
sounds pompous to me.
What about like on your? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What about like on
not me.
your official
Paid a lot of
documentation
money for
and
that
whatnot?
doctor.
doctor?
You're filing. Your
No.
no.
No,
Wow.
never.
Look at
Never.
this. Wow.
Actually,
No.
it kind of shows some cool integrity there.
Yeah, I like
that.
I'm not going to pop out.
Because
the
some people
doctor
would be
part of
like,
it.
"You need to call me
No.
doctor because I spent a lot of time to get this fucking title."
No.
Fine.
I don't hang out with those types of people. No. And,
Is that why you
Was
got
it a
into
high school?
cocktail?
Was it a high school
the,
experience? Was that the problem?
I mean, in a professional setting, Yes, I refer to myself as, I introduce myself as Dr. Mann, but only when I'm actually doctoring. Yeah.
That's right.
No, not any other time.
Great. Now we have to go back and re-record the beginning because we introduced her as Dr. Danielle Mann.
Damn it.
I just wanted to be able to say the doctor's in the house. And now I've done it.
No, honestly.
We should have started out.
I will sometimes see like nurses I work with and they'll call me Dr. Mann in public.
And you're confused?
That makes me feel uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like,
you're like, no. Danielle today.
Yeah, I'm a Danielle. Honestly, that took a while for me to feel comfortable with. When I first started this, I felt like I was like keeping it a secret.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't tell anyone that I worked with that I was doing this. Yeah. I did not put myself out there at all. And
trying to come up with pseudonyms.
It felt awkward to me. I was like, how's this going to be received by my patients? Like, alcohol, like I just was unsure. And honestly, when it finally it became a thing where I couldn't hide it anymore. Oh my gosh, my patients absolutely loved it.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I had many patients who were like, yeah, that's cool. Like you have something more than medicine.
Yeah, right.
Like you have a life outside of being a physician. I like you more.
Oh yeah. Cause they probably only see you as this professional doctor.
Yeah,
they don't see the outside of like you're going home saying, I'm going to have me a 12% cocktail tonight.
So I can't tell you the number of patients I've had who've texted me or contacted me with a picture of my drink.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right, here we are.
They're like sending it
through
the web portal as they're asking you post-exam questions.
Baptist email. Sorry, Baptist.
What do you prescribe? The Greyhound.
All natural.
It's all natural. It's good for you.
I do like this. Grapefruit can have some yeses and nos, right? But yeah, it has a lot of grapefruit in it, but it tastes fantastic. It's balanced super well.
So this has 4 ounces of grapefruit. The bee's knees and the gimlet both only have an ounce. So this is definitely more fruit juice forward, but there's no sweetener. So it's more tart.
Yeah.
I have this, of all my drinks, this sells the least, but the people who like this are fanatical about it. Like they'll buy a case at a time.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's interesting to me.
What's your favorite out of the 3?
The gimlet.
The gimlet?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's good. So when I had it, now I had to go through them all again. Clearly. The bees
It was a sad day.
It was. This is a really good, balance of the grapefruit. Because you did say it, there's a lot of grapefruit in it, but it is balanced with the gin really well.
Now I will say, it's a good grapefruit. I tried a lot of grapefruits
too. It's a good grapefruit.
It's a Rio red grapefruit.
I just keep picturing you in your kitchen, just like, all right, let's try this one.
She's got mounds of produce like
you are picturing correctly. Yes. I mean,
source produce from everywhere.
You're calling your friends. Does anybody like grapefruit? Can you come over to my house?
Try some grapefruit.
I need grapefruit opinions.
Well, and it's interesting when there's so many amazing gin cocktails out there. I mean, I'm trying to think back why I even chose these 3.
Yeah. I think it covers
why.
a nice variety, right? And so everyone can pick what their favorite's going to be. That gimlet, I'm pretty sure, is going to be mine because the next one's lemon and honey.
It is.
Which I like that decently, but that lime flavor.
It's my number 1 seller.
Yeah. Is it?
It is. It is. It's my number 1 seller. And I do think that the reason for that is the flavor profile.
Yeah.
Everyone hears lemon, they hear honey. I do think it's a little special with, I don't know many people who are using real honey.
I agree.
Real
also,
honey. And
you're curing allergies.
I am. I am saving lives.
Still a doctor. That's why you should go up.
I am a doctor.
That's why you should.
It's Dr. Danielle Mann.
I am curing allergies.
And it makes me want to vomit even saying that out loud. Like I'm laughing, but I'm going
When Dr. Mann comes up on, Baptist Health,
a
lot of your patients are sad that you're
really? I haven't looked at me.
Yeah, you should check out your reviews because they're like
checked me out.
They're literally like, this is the greatest doctor
that
I've ever had, and I'm so sad she's leaving.
I honestly, when I made the decision, and it wasn't even a thought out decision. I'm telling you, it was.
Well, that'll put them at ease.
I mean, I was like, it wasn't like I wasn't plotting and planning like another opportunity to work less and do more with this. I was like, I'm doing it. And I just didn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
And I was humbled by patients' response.
Yeah, did you think that, I guess being a doctor, I mean, over the time, you've built a great relationship with some of your patients, probably for years.
Well, I mean, one of my patients said to me, she's like, you've been seeing me since I was 15 years old. I've gone through high school, college, a marriage, and 2 kids with you.
Ooh.
And I was like,
have I really been doing this long?
I was like, that makes me feel old.
Yeah, right.
This is the reason I'm doing Rivergreen Cocktails.
Yes.
Wow.
But I was like, wow. It's like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a privilege.
Yeah.
And so.
And now you gave her first alcohol.
Yes. Here's a
You're
4-pack.
Oh, well, great. I'll tell you what, you can support my other business.
Yeah.
You can
it's
keep
nuts
seeing
though,
me.
but it starts making you think like what 14 years does in a woman's life, So,
Yeah.
yes, I have been very humbled
I bet.
when you have to have that conversation
Yeah.
30 times a day when you see someone and say, by the way, this is the last time you're going to be seeing
Holy
me.
moly.
That was exhausting. It was
Jeez.
emotionally exhausting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that part because of
For 3
you
months, I had to do
built
that.
this relationship. You
Mhm.
had to tell all of your patients
Yeah.
that
Oh, my
you had to,
Lord.
they had to go find a new doctor.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So-
breaking hearts for 3 straight months.
Yeah. And some took it better than others.
Yeah.
But
Where
no.
some like, thank God.
Yeah, no shit.
I was
wanted
trying
to
to get
tell
away
ya.
from you, but
They're like, okay, on to the next one.
I thought it would piss you
Appreciate
off
it.
if I told you I was leaving, so I'm glad that you're taking off
as
first.
a woman, though, I think that, my profession, it's very personal,
Yeah.
you know, and I always say, like, there's something very special about delivering someone's baby.
Uh-huh.
And I will have women who are 80 years old and they want to share their birth story with me.
Oh, wow.
And so there is something about as a woman and having a baby and that experience of having a child that is very poignant in your life.
Absolutely.
And so, there's that connection that's made.
special connection.
Yeah. And so I get it. But so I haven't looked up. I've been told.
Oh, here
that-
she goes. She's going to look now.
No, I don't
she's
know.
not.
I'm not.
She's never going to look at these reviews.
No, because you know why? I don't want to feel
'Cause I'm
badly.
gonna cry.
Yes, and I don't want to feel
Yeah,
badly.
we don't want to put her back in there. She won't come
Yeah.
out with cocktails.
What I've always said too is, I have 3 children
Yeah.
and 3 boys. And,
God save you.
I know, right? And so, between doing a full-time doctor, trying to start a business and try to raise 3 children, something had to give.
Yeah, damn right.
And so,
Gosh, yeah.
and I'm enjoying this and I want to see it out. I'm having fun. Everything that I'm doing right now. So I should say, like, I'm funding this thing myself. I don't know.
We
if
know
I
how you
should say
feel.
that.
No,
So,
it's okay. We
Oh,
totally
you
know how you
should.
feel.
Tell 'em.
We totally understand
Yeah,
how you
it's-
feel.
Yeah, funding it myself. So everything I put money into, I'm very purposeful about. And so
Yeah.
everything I measure time versus money,
Yeah.
Right.
So one of the first people I hired was someone to start taking over scheduling all my tastings.
Ah, yeah.
So we do about 4 to 6 tastings a week
Oh, is that right?
throughout the state.
Wow.
And so I have people hired. And so it was just managing.
They're
It's
just contractors that are out there or
Try a
that
tasting
are
company?
doing the tastings?
No, I started my own people.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I
'Cause-
looked into tasting companies, but that's more expensive, Chris. So
Plus,
It
your
is
own,
more
your own people
expensive.
just know
it's my
more
own
about the
people.
product.
And
Right, yeah.
honestly, I have found people who love what we're doing. They love the product.
Yep.
And to me, you're going to sell better.
That's right.
You like
Absolutely.
it, you're going to sell better.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah, because we got to
and
go to another port.
move into our third one.
Yeah.
And then we'll be right back.
Right back.
12%.
Hey, listener, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to come to our website at firkinpodcast.com/giveaways and click on the Bourbon and Beyond banner to enter for your chance to win 2 4-day passes to Bourbon and Beyond 2023. Today's secret code is Gimlet. Again, thanks for listening. Back to the episode.
We are back.
Welcome back.
We've had a couple cocktails.
That's right.
So we're going to go into our next cocktail.
With 12%, I think we've actually had 4 cocktails.
Oh,
So maybe you should make that a few.
I was doing the math on that too. And
it's
I
all
was
about
like,
math in this one.
Where am
We're
I?
all
right
about
now?
math.
All right. I'm kind of in the normal spot where I am about now.
So if I'm doing my math correctly, we're going to our 6th cocktail, which is
That's right.
which is going to be the Bee's Knees,
Yeah.
which is gin, lemon, honey, and sparkling water.
That's good. I mean, not to be braggy about my own drink, but that's
Gosh,
good.
man.
Well, like you said, you taste it
love
for the
it.
first time every time.
I do,
That's
but
right.
that tastes good.
It is good.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I had to rank them, just me personally, the way I like them, I think, man, I'm honestly, I'm tied now between the Bee's Knees and the Gimlet. Like it's like a first, second. And grapefruit would only be last for me just because I'm hit or miss just on grapefruit
I
flavor.
get it.
But
Yeah.
man, it's hard because this was my absolute favorite. But man,
Yeah. Gimlet is my top,
Well-
and then Bee's Knees, and then Greyhound.
So
Yep.
that's most people.
mm.
Bee's Knees has always been like my by far best, but Gimlet is
Yeah.
catching up
The
pretty
Gimlet's
rapidly.
strong.
You
That's
know
so good.
what's neat about this Bee's Knees? You really get the natural honey.
Mhm,
Like
you
if
really
you've
do.
ever had local natural honey, which that's the
Oh,
only
yeah.
type of honey I use here is local honey, because you can tell the difference between local and like mass produced honey. You get this like really cool natural sweetness kind of right back on the sides of your palate, with that citrus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That's fantastic.
So I have had several flavoring companies reach out to me to get me to use their honey flavoring.
Get away from me.
I just and listen, it's cost more. I mean, it does.
Does it really?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, to do. I mean, I have this. My beef farmer, his name is Lucky Frost.
And you said they're
can't
from-
make that up. Columbia,
That's-
Kentucky.
Columbia.
Is he a
Lucky
hippie?
Frost from Columbia.
Lucky Frost from Columbia, Kentucky.
is he a hippie?
No, he's a bee farmer.
Seems
So
like he
yes.
should be.
He's a bee farmer. He's in his 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's him and he has his sons.
How in the
So do you
hell
know-
do you get a name like Lucky Frost?
I don't know, but I love it. So if you ever you all go on my Instagram,
Yeah.
I took a picture of him.
Yeah.
So there's one
Oh,
of my
we'll find
posts
that.
is and he just looks like a jolly old guy, but he sells his honey to Whole Foods,
Oh.
and so that's how I found him.
So what's the price point roughly on a 4-pack? Because you have a 4-pack out right now, right? For each one?
I do.
But we see this cool 6-pack up here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
something that's been hiding off in the camera we have
So
not
tell us,
discussed
what,
yet is
what
a
we
cool
talking
little
about
variety
here?
pack we have over here.
So price point is usually between $10.99 and $12.99, depending on where you get it. I would say Kroger comes in the best at
Good call, Kroger.
$10.99.
Good job, Kroger. Very good, guys.
Look at you guys.
Kroger.
There you go. Good job. Wonder where these cocktails come from.
But max is usually $12.99.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um,
I mean, that's a great price for 12% alcohol for a 4-pack. Like, that's a great
Pretty
freaking price.
Listen, I agree. And I just had a talk with someone in another state about selling in another state. And they said, what? You're selling it for $12.99 and 12% for $12.99 4-pack?
You're
Yeah.
robbing yourself, doctor.
Yeah. Yes. I'm like, great, let's up it.
I'm a doctor.
I'm
Listen
ready
to
to
me.
make more money.
I'm a doctor. This is the right price.
Yes. I'm like, I want to make more money just like everyone else. I'm
Oh,
like,
so what do you think?
our
It's-
goal is the same.
Yep.
But
I do think price point though can scare people away.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
is true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know, in a time
Because you got to
during
balance it
inflation
out,
and
right?
stuff
I mean,
like
you got to
that.
balance
Well,
it out.
and
You gotta
especially with a
figure
new
out-
product.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, I'm always surprised. It's like, I feel like I have to like say it. I'm like, okay, well, you're getting, 6 high noons at,
Yeah.
for this price, but it's only 4.5%. And you're getting 4 of ours
Right.
at $12.99, but it's 12%.
Let me tell you how math works to customers. No matter what, if you
No
try
matter
to,
what.
as soon as you first off bring percentages in the mix,
Oh,
we
we're
have
gone.
lost the
We're
crowd.
gone.
Do you know what works?
What works?
Sale price.
Yeah.
Sale price.
That's the best part.
That's
sale
true.
price.
Digital
Because
coupons.
Everyone
As
loves
soon
a
as
sale.
you try to
They love
explain, they're
it,
like, but look, every day you get it at this price. They're like, nope, that price is cheaper. That's what it's telling me. But no, it's the math. Just do the
know.
math. No, I'm not doing
Yeah.
math, boy. Come on, that
Yep.
price is cheaper.
Yep.
I tell you,
not.
every time I'm in a grocery store, I pull out my calculator because I'm like, wait a minute.
Do you?
Let's see what the percentage is here.
A lot of people don't do that.
divided by the.
I know.
Brian's a cheap ass.
That's right. You're damn right.
Well, here's
I'm
what
gonna find the best
here's what
value
I
in that
usually
store.
tell people too. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, it's a great bargain. I mean, it's all
It is
natural.
a great bargain. This
It's
is fantastic.
12%.
12%.
It's
yeah.
So
That's why Brian's bought in. I've seen Brian.
So-
Brian's so cheap, he
I'm all
literally
about it.
circles around
That's right,
and
I do.
spends $40 in gas to not
To
have
find
to
a
pay
parking
for parking.
space that is not in a garage.
Listen, I was raised that way, so I get that mentality. I mean, I
I'm
always joke.
parking on the damn street.
Yeah, I'm parking on the street. I don't care if I spend $50 in gas.
And actually, I super appreciate that.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
do.
Not a lot of people do.
I do,
I'll give it
and
some.
I get it. My father one time called me. He traveled all around town looking for the cheapest tomatoes, and he found them in Indiana. And I was like,
You made it to Indiana?
"Yes, made it to Indiana." And he
Not
thought,
even good
it's-
flavor. He's like, I
listen,
just want the cheapest
Yes.
tomatoes.
Yes. And it was about beating the man.
That's
you
right.
know? He's like,
Fuck
I
the
beat
man."
the man. And in my head, I was going, Dad, you took all day?
That's right.
Do you know how much time and money you wasted?
We're going back to time versus money.
That's right.
I think we talked about this earlier.
That's
time
right.
versus
We
money.
did. Right.
We did.
We're coming back to time versus money.
Oh,
time
fucking love
versus
it.
money. I always joke, what the most expensive part of this can is?
What?
The can. Not what's
Is
in it.
Really?
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
How crazy is
For
that?
sure. Not what's in
Wow.
it. Yeah,
How
the can.
crazy is that?
That's
The
nuts.
can is way more, cost me more than what's in it.
Huh.
I know. Packaging.
I can tell you what you're putting in it is worth every penny.
Goddamn
Well,
right.
and that being said, I mean, we don't skimp on products. I mean, we use a good gin. We get our gin from MGP.
Mhm.
We have brought them up many times on this show.
I
Yeah.
noticed.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, because they create incredible products.
They
It's
do.
an important thing to know.
Incredible
Like,
product.
what
It's not even
MGP
anything
is.
I'm like embarrassed about.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say, like,
Yeah,
I get my gin from
nobody should
MGP.
be.
Like, and a lot of
How
people
were you
get,
going to start if you didn't
unless I was
start
gonna
with MGP?
unless I was going to distill my own gin.
That's right.
And
It's going to
really,
take you a little bit, isn't
well,
it?
and honestly, like, I didn't think I was even going to be canning my own product.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't even think we got to this, but I mean, initially the plan was not for me to make it. That was not in the
I didn't want to be
plan.
making this.
And
You were
that-
going to be
yes.
an OBGYN, and
Yes.
this was a side hustle.
That was a side hustle,
Yeah.
exactly. And only by finding people who would not do it for me, who
Yeah.
said it could not be done, did I, and then learning, oh, there's a 3-tier system. Oh, who knew?
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm a wholesaler.
Yes, I'm a wholesaler.
I'm a wholesaler.
Yes.
What are you
Whoa.
talking about?
I have to. So,
I skipped 2 ahead.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you want.
so I mean, I realizing I had a product to actually introduce to a distributor to get accepted,
Yeah.
and so really we kind of started as like a research development. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, we'll just be these people who like can create something for someone
Right.
and introduce it, and here we are.
Well,
Amazing. Tell me a little bit about your Volkswagen.
It's cute, isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
so cool.
That sucker gets a lot of love.
So cool.
So we named her Ginny because, of course, why would we not?
Sure.
And that is really the Chris, who I'm doing this business with. That was his bug, and he decided to brand it out. And that bug gets more love. And what I love about it is that there's no age that doesn't love it. So we have
That's neat.
yeah.
we have people who follow us, like stalk us on the streets.
Just
And when
because
we
they
stop,
like.
yes, they love it. And like, it almost brings tears to their eyes. And they'll say, I used to have one of these.
Right.
Like, it's nostalgic for a certain generation. And then I have like 20-year-olds who just like think it's the most adorable thing they've
Yeah,
ever seen.
It's really cool. looking,
And
right?
there's other bugs on the road, but this is it's a 1960s bug, 1967. And everyone thinks the fruit on top is real.
Yes. Which is, by the way,
Which
we
is-
will link to this picture in the show notes. That's how cool it is. It's got this like fruit basket.
Yeah,
right on
isn't it
top of
cute?
It's so cool.
So
That is really
it's
cute,
been really a wonderful.
Has anybody like
branding.
yelled at him or anything driving on the express? Like, oh shit, you forgot your fruit on top.
Well, funny story. We're actually on the highway one time, and they weren't glued down well enough, and they started flying all over the
No!
highway.
Oh, nice.
way.
Good.
And hitting
Good on
cars.
you. That's
yeah,
right.
it was hilarious.
That's the good thing.
We
to
were,
do.
lessons learned. It's all been a process. We're like,
better-
ooh,
Better glue.
We all learn as we go along.
now they're
That's right.
epoxied in.
Can't use that Elmer
yes,
glue.
yes, did not work. I mean, it was hilarious.
We
They were flying
tried
all
a
over.
cost cutting measure. It
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah.
That's great.
I-71 saw a lot of fruit.
We're going to go into one more pour. And I'm not even going to take a break, Brian, because it's just too cool not to go to this.
That works for me.
I'm excited about this
So,
one, by the way.
you're a Slow Gen fan.
I am.
And we were talking about this earlier, and I have a really special bottle. You cannot get here. It's a craft brand. It's called the Little Red Berry Company. And I didn't do a lot of research on where this is from, littleredberrycompany.co.uk, but made from hand-picked Yorkshire sloes, matured with gin, no added colors or preservatives.
How's that make you feel?
Listen, I'm
Can't get it in the country.
super into this.
Like,
So this is how my business started. I mean, my business started off of discovering slow gin. I'd never had it. I've never drank gin, honestly. I drank, wine. I drank some vodka occasionally, but I tried this slow gin, and I was blown away.
well, this you cannot get in this country. It was
Gosh, I mean,
brought
that
back for me.
smells good too. I mean, so slow berries are mostly grown in the United Kingdom. It's infused
It's
with
got
gin.
this like
It's
fruitiness to it.
Yeah, it's such
It
a
reminds
clean
me of
smell.
yes, it
It's
reminds
like-
me of raisins. Like it has, and it's a beautiful color.
So I have to go back. It takes me to a time, and I always say, the best part about being in our industry and smelling and tasting is all this, all these connections. So every time I smell it, I smell Fruit Loops, like the cereal as a kid.
Listen, oh
man.
my God, that's so good.
That's amazing.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
so good. Listen, that's better than the one.
Man.
Oh man,
That
that's so
flavor.
good.
Oh,
Like
Listen,
when it hits your
It's
tongue.
I get raisins, like a
Yeah,
raisin
yeah,
Isn't that
taste.
cool?
Big
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
It almost feels a little chewy. Like you want to chew it a little bit.
like you want to eat it. I know.
Yeah. So I do want to thank Sharon Welch for bringing this back for me. From
Oh, thanks,
Scotland.
Sharon.
Oh
I
my
appreciate that too
gosh.
because that is delicious.
Oh.
And I've had slow gin, but this
God
is extra
damn.
special.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to taste this with somebody who appreciates it. And that's
Yeah.
the one thing about drinking cool spirits and all the stuff on our bar is that's the hardest thing to open it is I don't like to open something with somebody who doesn't know the full appreciation of something that's
I
really
get it.
special because you can't get this in the United
Oh.
States and we don't want to waste it.
And
on-
I've had several slow gins. This is really,
Really good?
good. Yeah.
So, man,
it really
a
is.
big old call out to the Little Red Berry Company and made in Yorkshire.
Yeah, there's just something about the openness of the nose.
Man.
It's like you're out in some
tasty.
like orchard.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
so good.
yeah, it's
Like that is, man,
So,
Sharon,
and
you're gonna
I-
have to bring more back. next time.
So
yeah.
I know, right?
Look at this.
Sharon,
Come on, Sharon.
where are you?
Oh,
Don't
hey,
lay it low. Let's go back to Scotland.
Let's wheel and deal this shit.
But this
Man.
is no joke. How I always say, like, I started this business based on slow gin,
Oh, it's so good.
and this was a little sweet for me because it's a little thick. It's
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit like
it
to
is.
Got a lot
taste
of
it neat.
viscosity to it.
Yeah,
It
so it's
sits
like
there,
a little
yeah.
bit like maybe a dessert-y type thing.
I would
Um,
absolutely say like an aperitif type of thing.
100%.
Like, oh yeah, you could do.
But
this
I
after a
wanted
big
to
old
drink
full
it
meal.
all day long, so therefore I cut it.
So
with,
you knew it was good.
That's
So I
those,
knew it was
that's those
good.
Bloomington
How
days
can we
coming out of
change
you.
it? So I mixed it with soda water and a squeeze of lemon.
Oh,
That's how this
man,
all
I love it.
started,
Look at
Yeah.
that. You gotta love that.
based on slow gin,
So
because
good.
this stuff is really good. Honestly, this is really good.
Like, I mean, this is freaking delicious. So as we're getting into this kind of these final pours and stuff, we thought we'd also ask you some fun questions.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
Oh God,
I don't know,
I've listened to your podcast. This makes me nervous.
as it should.
Oh God.
So my first question,
hmm
are there any ugly babies?
100%. But
How many ugly babies you seen?
life is beautiful. But yes, I think most people would agree when babies come out, they aren't exactly beautiful. I always say in 24 hours, your baby will look different.
Do you really?
And if you have children, as you both do, you know
Yes.
your baby looks
Yeah,
different
it
24
does.
hours later.
You're 100%
Listen,
right about
some
that.
babies get beat up on the way out. I've had babies who have had serious, like, bruising.
My daughter
Swelling.
had her nose
That's
it was
right.
like pushed off to the
Yes.
side, and when she came out and she showed me, I was like, oh my
Yes.
God, we're gonna have to deal with that. And I think the
Listen,
doctor's like,
Yep.
it's gonna be
It's gonna be fine. So I have been like, put a hat on that kid.
That was kind of our thing, right? When our oldest was born, it was like, oh yeah, push, and it was like, oh, it's not happening. We're gonna have to do a C-section, but we'd already been pushing for a few hours.
Oh, that kid
And it
had,
was like
yes,
that head.
yes, it's like an
Yeah,
appendage.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And
yes.
don't worry, we'll get that into shape. And I
Yes.
was like, oh.
That's when I'm like, put a hat on that kid.
just some.
I'm like, listen, in 24 hours, your kid's gonna look different, I promise.
But right now,
Yes, no.
It was a frightening experience.
Yes. I always, I'm like, no joke. Like some kids, when they come out, especially vaginally, I mean, they get hit on pubic bones and they're bruised up, like they've been beat up, like
Oh,
it's
I
been a
bet,
war, like a war with the vagina.
Yeah.
Who won?
You've already gone through it.
right? You just named the episode "War with the Vagina."
War with the vagina. Fantastic.
Just named it like that. Brian, what's your question?
All right.
Oh goodness,
Yeah, no, you put
my stomach's flipping.
you listen to the podcast.
She's nervous.
Yeah.
No, I just want to get your professional opinion.
Oh,
because, a lot of people kind of go back and forth on this. What is actually more painful?
God, I'm
Giving
nervous.
vaginal delivery or getting kicked in the balls?
Gosh, I don't have balls, but if I had to guess, I would think being kicked in the balls would be worse.
Thank you.
And the
It
only reason I say
hurts
that is because
lot.
delivering vaginally is natural. Being kicked in the balls is not meant to
That's
happen.
correct. It's not meant to happen.
So,
It's an area that was supposed to be treated kindly.
so I have 3 boys,
I know
and
you
they
do.
just recently learned what I do for a living. Like fully appreciate.
Oh, are you kidding
now.
me?
Well, I
Oh.
mean, we talk about
Yeah.
all the things.
I'm a doctor, but what kind of doctor?
Now they know.
Oh,
like
I'm a love
fully,
doctor.
like, I'm like, don't embarrass me. This is what I do for a living. They're just like, oh my god. But I always I have two rules in my house because they wrestle, they beat each
Uh-huh.
other up. I'm like, no balls, no face. That's
Oh,
it. No
yeah.
balls, no face.
I think that's fair.
I agree.
Face, we don't want to mess
money-
up the
this is
face.
the money maker.
Yeah, we don't want face. We don't want to show anyone
That's
what's
right.
happening behind closed doors. And balls, I want grandchildren. I
There
do.
you go.
I truly want
Look at
grandchildren.
this.
See?
So
That's
Knew it.
perfect.
No.
No.
What else we got written down over, Brian?
All right.
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So we said
If you want more slow gen too, you can.
I do.
Bam. All day long.
I dig this. Sharon.
It's good.
Let's go,
Sharon,
Sharon.
thank
Good.
you.
All right. We said getting kicked in the balls might be worse, but
Yes.
sometimes babies are pretty big.
Mm.
What's the biggest baby you've ever delivered?
13.5 vaginally.
Holy
my God!
Yes.
Is that
And
woman
that,
okay?
I am not joking. It
How
was,
big is that
it
child?
sucked for her and me.
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
What happened?
Is that woman okay?
Did she make it?
Yes.
She's still alive.
13.5. I've delivered 2 kids in the 13-pound region. I've delivered a 13.4 and a 13.5 pound kid vaginally.
Oh my!
Mhm. Yep.
I got one, Brian.
All right, go on for it.
What's the dumbest thing a dad has done in the baby room?
Oh my gosh.
She's like, oh shit!
It's a tough
I got a
one.
book on this one.
Seriously. There's dumb in the way of uneducated,
Uh-huh.
and there's the dumb in the way that like you're an idiot.
Okay, yeah,
Do you get me?
That's
Oh,
right.
well,
Yes.
absolutely.
100%.
Most of the people that we deal
There's
with in our life.
but when we're sewing up a woman's vagina
Uh-huh.
and he says, "Will you put a couple extra stitches in there?"
Oh my God.
That's
Hold up, bro.
Chris's eyes are about to pop out of his head.
Wait a minute.
And I'm just
understand that
I
someone
am
is that.
literally
Oh
rolling my
my
eyes and going,
God.
really? Your
That
wife
is awful.
just gave birth to your
Oh
child,
My
and you're already asking for us to
God.
like put
Oh,
extra. Yes,
I can't. I'm
And
having
that's
a-
I think I've
actually-
been groaning for the past 10 seconds.
and just so you know, every OBGYN who listens to this will be like, "Oh yeah, girl.
All the
Oh
time.
yeah, girl.
Right?
Yeah."
I'm having a hard
Oh my
time comprehending. I guess you don't realize how
Dude.
stupid people might be.
Yeah, that's said out loud. I'm like, sure, I got you, dude. Got you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll make sure. I'm going to make sure.
Nurse, few more threads. Wow.
Wow. That was not an answer I expected.
Yeah.
All right, Danielle.
Like, what the hell? I can't get over that.
Danielle, you spent a lot of time in delivery rooms. Give me
Yeah.
things a new dad should never say.
We've clearly covered one.
The other would be,
Ooh, what's that?
yes. Oh, yes. How about, baby, I'm so tired. Or the other thing you shouldn't do is, honey, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get some food. That's another one.
Baby, you don't understand. I've been here for 20
yeah.
hours.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
I gotta go get something to
Yes.
eat.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
back.
Or this is taking too long.
Can you hurry this up?
That's pretty good.
The
Yeah.
game's on.
Yes.
Danielle, you have brought us some amazing drinks.
Thanks.
We've
That's
had-
right. What is on the horizon for Rivergreen Cocktails?
Well, we came out the variety pack. That's our newest thing. And really, this has come out of a lot of people asking for this. They were like, we would love a variety pack.
Danielle is like super stoked about this
I
packaging.
am
by the
so
way, when she
super
came in.
stoked. But who else is making a package out of gold?
That's right.
I
No,
mean, come on,
that's
it's
right.
gold.
Again, another thing that
Yeah,
pops.
it's just
Beautiful.
pops. It's,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. But it is. It's part of the journey where you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited about cardboard.
not beautiful, but it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I'm like, can I be in love with cardboard?
That's right. So I love that you came out with a variety pack though, because you give
Yeah.
the opportunity of not
Yeah.
forcing anybody to buy all three anymore. You're saying, hey,
That's right.
give them all a try,
Yes.
and then find your favorite, and then go back and just start buying the four.
And you know
packs.
why that it's important is because when I'm doing tastings, some people think that I'm like, which one do you want to try? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you're welcome to try all three. They're like,
Yeah.
I can? I'm like, yes, I want you to try all
How
three.
you listening?
Because some people will say, I didn't think I would like grapefruit, but oh my gosh, I love the grapefruit. Or I didn't think I would like this, but I love this. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point of a tasting.
Yeah,
I'm on
try
that
them
train
all.
with the grapefruit, by the way.
it's
I
great.
didn't
Listen,
like grapefruit going in, but that's a good cocktail.
I can't tell you how many people say
Yeah.
that about the grapefruit.
Yeah.
Like if they saw the word grapefruit, they're thinking, no, I'm
yeah.
not that into grapefruit. I've had people who don't like grapefruit
right.
and like the Greyhound.
Yeah.
So
I think we're on
I'm
that.
always like,
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
So
Working
and it's
on
exciting.
working on any secret cocktails maybe one time. To,
we are going to be doing a specialty cocktail for the soccer stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
We'll do
Well-
an evening with the soccer stadium. They want us to do a specialty cocktail for them.
We're there then. We're there.
Yeah. So,
damn
but
straight.
it's just going to be there. So we just fun for us. We just got so we started putting our cocktail, the bee's knees, on keg. So we have it on tap at the
Oh,
Slugger.
wow.
We just started that,
Ooh.
and so we're going to do one at the Slugger. We'll do it for that just limited release.
Oh, that's
We'll do
cool.
one.
We'll have to go
Beautiful.
check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that out. Danielle, thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming on. This
absolutely.
has been so much
It has
fun.
been fun.
Thank you for showing off your cocktails. Anything you want to spout out to the people?
I guess follow us on Instagram would be fantastic. On Instagram, we always post where we're tasting.
Nice.
Try it, love it,
Oh,
buy
yes.
it. We're throughout the state of Kentucky now. We're going to be entering into a neighboring state soon. I don't want to
Ooh.
say who, which is very exciting for us. I think we're ready.
Nice.
You absolutely are. Danielle, thank you so much for
Thank you, y'all.
coming on.
This is fun.
This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Brian,
this was fantastic.
Close us out, man.
Yeah, thanks, Danielle, and thanks to our listeners for tuning in. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@FirkinPodcast. Question or comments can be sent to mailbag at firkinpodcast.com. And make sure to visit our Patreon page to become a Firker at patreon.com/FirkinPodcast.
Right.
Subscribe and rate us on your podcast platform of choice, and make sure to share it with a friend. And until next time, let's raise these empty glasses to the stories behind the drinks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Thank you.